Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of Dawn Chorus. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can go to their website where you can get a free version, and if you want to support them on Patreon, go to Patreon. And yeah, on the last Let's Play, we found out more or less what happened with the power outage, and the guy named Dan left because the power came back on, and then me and Rune got Cheeky Wicket in the closet. Okay, I'm joking. We were just hanging out on the roof, being a little, not really flirty, but like, you know, being close, and also talking about existential stuff and music and whatnot, eating nuts. Not these nuts, though, unfortunately. Maybe later. Even though Lake is really like, comfortable bed's better than the closet, but I guess there's some thrill in it. Before Rune and I can retaliate, Rune goes off and walks into the sauna. Hey, that's not funny. I would likely find it funny if my heart wasn't hammering in my chest. I can't tell if Lake was being serious. It's always hard to tell with this line. I better talk with him later. You didn't get any weird ideas, right? What made you think he would have weird ideas, Rune? Just us, alone in the closet for an extended period of time. One of the cutest boys with a, tall piece of deer. No, he wouldn't have thought anything of it. Knowing him, he's just teasing. Don't worry. Suddenly, Rune's phone buzzes in his pocket audibly. At this time, he manages to fish out his phone from his pocket easily, but his brow furrows as he looks at the screen. I better get that. It might take a while. Go to the cafeteria without me. I'll be there soon, okay? Sure, but who's... No one waiting for me to reply, Rune knocks away into the main corridor. I want to ask him who's calling. Judging by reaction, it must be something urgent. And now I'm hungry for some reason. And the cafeteria is half empty when I enter. At first, I thought Lake was just a quick eater, but he really must have taken a long while on the roof, but we must have. A wave of relief washes over me as I see a lot of the plates with food still left on the table, alongside glass bottles of water. Glass bottle... Oh, I guess in some places they do use glass to store water. I wish America did that. Like, you can recycle glass. Plastic, not so much. I mean, you can recycle plastics, but not always. And glass, you know, sharp, but it isn't so harmful as the environment. Anyways, I grab one and take a spot in one of the empty tables. I wait for Rune to eat. I hope he'll be here soon. Yeah. Meanwhile, I see them serve the students at other tables. I don't know half of them, and the other half I only know in passing. Most are in groups, leaning on the tables, chatting, with their faces radiant. Some are still alone, like me, nibbling at their food with varying levels of excitement. Are they also waiting for somebody, or do they prefer to be alone? Or maybe they don't know anyone here. My life might never touch theirs. Hey, it's... Is it Toruf? Another face appears in front of me, belonging to a bear I recognize. No, Toruf is the tiger. Bjorn, that's it. How do I remember these guys' names? It took me half a year to remember my roommates' names. Granted, there were 7 of them, but granted 3 of them had the first same name of Nate. It mouths a question, but I'm too distracted to hear words. Sorry, come again? I zoned out. How are you doing? Oh, I'm fine, thanks. How about you? Sorry you're here having a blast, so I thought I'd join you for the good time. But for real, you're sitting alone here with a full plate. Thought something might have happened. It's fine, I'm just waiting for someone. Oh, should I leave you alone? Oh, no, please stay. Thanks. We sit looking at each other for a longer while before Bjorn asks, "So, who are you waiting for?" "Rune, he was supposed to answer the call and come back here right after. But it's taken him a while already. He seems like a busy person, that's for sure." "Are you two friends?" "I think so." "No, we're lovers." I haven't known him for very long, actually. I talked to him for the first time yesterday. Seems a bit early for the friend label. Yeah. I always like a small group personally because, like, I can barely remember a ton of people. Like, I remember names, I remember icons. Okay, I can remember some names and some icons. But it's always when people are like, "Hey, GamerWolf," and I'm like, "Hey, you?" And it's also like, okay, what do I know about this person that I see on the regular? Well, they are this type of furry. They make this sound. They are human. They are less than 70 years old. Greater than 2. They are... The status of them is alive. And I could be like, I have nothing on them. Anyways. Well, we kind of kickstarted our friendship. It's a pretty unusual way to top off that. I don't know what he meant. How many friends end up in one bed on the day they met? Or do they? Oh, I see. So his appearance isn't misleading. What do you mean? He really is horny. Bjorn, for the love of heavens above. Hey, I'm pulling your leg. Just messing with you. No need to get flustered. Though he wasn't there when Rune admitted to masturbating twice a day and at least once since he came to camp. Ooh. Or was I right? No. Oh, wait. I recognize this kind of look. You like him, don't you? And you know what I mean. Do I? Of course I do. He's tall, athletic, handsome, educated. He plays on a team and plays guitar as a hobby. Guy's a dreamboat. What does dreamboat even mean anyways? Again, I know what it means, but like, what does dreaming boats have anything to do with it? Anyways, in fact that he even wants to talk with me is surreal. Of course I like him. Can you please not tell anyone? Sure, if it's a secret, then it's safe with me. I suppose you're still in the closet, right? Hey, what are you chatting about? Furniture. Yes, the Swedish furniture. We're talking about Pikea, their Swedish meatballs and coffee. Yes. I didn't know Rune was approaching us, already with a plate in his paw and water in the other. There's not a shadow of worry on his face, and doesn't seem extraordinarily happy, so I guess the phone call wasn't any big news. Maybe his grandpa needed some IT help? That's all. In any case, good timing. He just saved me a conversation I really wasn't ready for. Come on, sit down. There's plenty of space for us here. Unless you prefer to be alone, and shall I go? What a silly idea. Of course you can stay. Who was the call from? Oh, it was nothing important. Oh, so, how's the supper today? Ah, you haven't eaten yet? You haven't started eating yet? Have you eaten it? Sorry. Is everything alright? Yeah, all's fine. Why? I just got a weird feeling. Rune already started eating his food, shoving half a sandwich into his maw, and I do the same, not wanting to fall behind. We started a food eating contest. Only hot dogs, though. Didn't even chew. So, how did your day go? Quite fine, even though we didn't get to see the town. In the evening, we played some party games in the common room. Not much has happened apart from that. Not entirely true, but the bear doesn't have to know about that, the masturbation, and the potential kiss. Oh, wait. We didn't forget to invite you to the party games, did we? No, don't worry. I didn't feel like it. I asked Travis to tell you. I'm pretty sure he told us. Now that I remember, Travis did indeed tell us that Bjorn wouldn't come. Good night, guys. See you tomorrow? Huh? Already done? Ah, wait for me. I shoved the entirety of the cake remaining on my plates into myself and swallowed it hurriedly, getting up from my seat. Oh yeah, I think there's still cake left for me. Okay, there's no hurry. I thought he'd at least want to walk back to our rooms together, but maybe spending half the day with me was already too much for him. Good night. See ya. Ooh, he looks tired. Tired already? No, not really. I hope for more pankakar. Odd. That's a weird thing to be sulking about. He wants the blueberries or whatever. And the blueberries? And blueberries? Yeah, blueberries would be nice. But it still was a nice supper. Yeah, not bad at all. Rune continues down the corridor, with his head up high, but something definitely feels off. He's been acting weird since we came back from the roof. Maybe he's just had enough company and wants to be alone for a while? Or he could have something that disturbed him during that phone call. Heard something. He doesn't seem to want to talk about the call, though. So I don't mention it and follow Rune to his room. So, good night. Sleep well. The door closes behind Rune, with a heavy silence follows, as if I were at the bottom of a well, not a sound to lessen the feeling of stiffening isolation creeping up. What should I do? I don't think I can do anything other than go to my room, then go to bed. You can't help someone who doesn't want help. I'll spend the night by myself today. Different. This room, like, it's a much better version of, but it kind of reminds me of in high school, maybe, like, or around that time, like, being in high school and doing, like, design class, like, computer sciences and making a place, and it would have, like, a bowl that would be like that. It would take forever for the things to render, because, you know, I graduated high school 2007, about 15 years ago, give or take. Yeah, something like that. Anyways, I'm not getting the actual thing just roundabout. No, nothing important. And it's just like very computer generated kind of thing. Though this is much better than anything I would be able to do then or now. Anyways, time 13, really? Okay, that's good. It's dead quiet here too. I walk across the room and open the window slightly, so that some of the nightly sounds can liven up the room. Above the guest house is the same sky I gazed up with Rune just half an hour ago. Now it looks more distant and unreal, like a curtain draped over the earth. I fold my wings and light a match. I sit upon the bed, not really feeling like cleaning myself up now. It's not how I imagined the day would end. I sat on the bed for some time, unsure of what to do with myself, before finally hopping in the shower and getting ready for sleep. Then I read some more of my book. Okay, that's the game. Trying to silence the thoughts within the voice of the author. But that works only for a while before my concerns come back. Finally, I get out of the covers, lay my head on the pillow, and waited for some tiredness to overcome me. But it didn't happen. I don't feel tired at all. I feel concerned. I unplug my phone from my charger and type a short message. Hey, is everything okay? I didn't expect an answer, but at least I'll know I did everything I could. Maybe that would bring me enough consolation to let me fall asleep. God, I always hate those things where it's like, do you bug them or do you not bug them? Kind of thing. What could it be, though? And why Rune wouldn't want to talk about it? Maybe he just doesn't know how? I'd really like to help him somehow. He helped me a lot yesterday. Took me in and let me stay overnight in his room. Offered tea and comfort. He took me to the roof and shared his time with me. What did I give him of any value? Could I repay him even for these things? The wind howls outside. Maybe I should close the window completely. It's getting cold here, even under my duvet. Duvet. I hesitate for a while longer, but finally my stomach gets cold, and I'm forced to get up from my bed. Going back to bed, I check my phone. Not really. I was sure I wouldn't get a reply today. Do you want to talk? I think so. Want me to come to your room? Yeah. Gulp. Do I need anything with me? Probably not. Talk for a while, and I'll come back here. Just something warmer to put on my back. Trousers for decency. Not like Rune hasn't seen me without them already. And that's all. Dress myself quickly, grab my phone on my way out, and leave the room. Looks like I'm overdressed for the occasion. He opens the door in his boxers, leaning against the door frame. He doesn't look too good. Hey, do you want me to come in? If you feel like it. I'm a bit of a mess, sorry. Rune smiles apologetically, withdrawing a bit further into his room. I don't want to be a bother. I'm sure you have better things to do. Like what? Sleeping? Yeah, for example. I ignore Rune and walk around him into his room. He closes the door behind me and leans on them, gaze fixed on his bed and looking rather lost and uncomfortable. Don't be silly. I'm here because I'm worried about you. So, what's going on? The stag slumps, his tense face contorting into his grimace. So, I got a call from the coach. Devin? Did he have to leave somewhere? No, our team coach. He pauses for a moment, and I don't press, giving him a moment to collect his thoughts, or maybe just gather the courage to say it out loud. He had a meeting with the team earlier to discuss team composition for the upcoming tournament, and I was put on the bench. It doesn't sound that bad. I don't know much about basketball, though. Often do players from the bench get called in? It's entirely possible I don't get to play the game at all. At worst, in any game. Oh. Can understand his distress and disappointment then. Playing is important for you, isn't it? It is, and it's something I've worked my ass off for. I can't be angry at him. I understand the decision, but I can't accept it. I asked him to wait with this just a bit more, so I could try and prove to him that I can be trusted in the starting game, but he already made the decision. Dark, what am I to do? I thought I'd try my best, but apparently I have to get even better and do it fast. I would like to encourage, but also it's definitely a thing of this guy has 20 things on his plate. he's doing some kind of thesis, doing basketball, he's writing music kind of thing, etc., etc., etc. Let's do slow down. I hate doing decisions where there doesn't seem to be a clear answer, but I guess that's life, you know? This doesn't really sound like a good idea. Frankly, I've been worried about you. You seem to always be working, even here, during the camp. This can't be healthy, and I think you know it too. Maybe this is the moment where you should pause and reflect on things, to make sure you're not burning yourself out. I mean, you can't keep working like that forever, can you? It's not meant to be forever, but for now, I need to work to get where I want to be. Because otherwise, who would I even be? Well, still you, I think. What's me but a collection of my skills and achievements? I build myself through all of this. And I want to be someone. And as vain as it sounds, I want to be admired, dark. That's a really weird way of thinking about this. I think you're foremost the person you are. Your personality and your actions. These are mutual. Ephemeral? That way you could be one person today, another tomorrow. Skills, achievements, possessions, these are all that you add to yourself over time and build yourself with. These are things that show who you are. When you introduce yourself, what do you say to the other person than your name? Your profession, your studies, your biggest achievements, that's who you are. This is who I am. I don't agree, but there isn't much I can do other than nod. He's stubborn, or maybe just so self-assured, and can see I won't convince him now. And besides, don't be worried about me. Please, I know I'll be fine. This is just a temporary setback. Get through this. That's what I need to get is to get myself together and refocus. Do you need company? I don't know. Stag sighs and looks away, looking defeated. I'd like none to think about this at least for a moment, and I don't know if I could distract myself at all right now. But I'm too tired to, and I don't want to be a burden. We don't have to do anything. I can just sit here for a while and keep you company. You can try anything. We can try talking about something else if that would help you. Rune smiles, though not without some effort, and nods. I think I need to lie down for a bit. He walks up to the bed, flops onto the bed heavily, sending the pillow flying sideways and covering his head with the other. I lie down next to him, on half the bed where I slept yesterday. Rune's chest rises and falls, slower and slower, as he breathes deeply to steady his hammering heart. I think I could add something more and talk him out of working himself to death. Maybe, but he said he doesn't want to think about it now, so I honor his wish. His paw lies on the bed, open, palm facing upwards. I feel a sudden urge to hold it in mine. Maybe one day. The older I am, the less I understand of this world, dark. Rune's voice sounds from under the pillow, slightly muffled. He takes the pillow off his head and covers his eyes with his paw instead. Splayed out on the bed, he looks utterly defeated. But I know that this is just a moment of weakness. That he'll lift himself up, stronger than before this. Really? I think it's the opposite for me. When I was a kid, everything was new and magical. I barely understood anything. The more I learn about the world around me, the easier to grasp it becomes. There's no magic anymore, just biological and physical processes. Kind of, but at the same time, it all makes so little sense when you put it together. What are we, even? Every attempt at deep reflection on this brings only confusion. From the simplest perspective, we're vessels for the DNA that replicates and recombines through us into forms better and better suited for the environment. These guys really do like going into very, I don't know how to put it. They like to say complicated things. Life is possible only because the chemical properties of one molecule that can hold all the information about a vessel that it uses. Can you imagine how improbable it is for the universe to be governed by physical laws that allow for such a molecule to exist? Yet the world had to exist in this form for us, because otherwise we wouldn't be here to perceive it. Also, I'm joining a religion, but it all doesn't make any sense anyway, unless we're a terraformation tool, engineered to spawn countless forms from one planned seed, or something of sorts. Do I make any sense? Yeah. In essence, I don't know. At least that. Rune lifts himself up from the bed and looks at me, his fur disheveled, but his snout smiling. Sorry, I hope I'm not bringing it down. Maybe a bit. It's all really freaking complicated. I mean, nothing you said was particularly optimistic. It's not really new to me, but putting it this way is rather nihilistic. It may sound counterintuitive, but maybe the best we can do is not think about it. I mean, it's something entirely out of our control, and while it concerns us, it doesn't have to dictate our behavior. If you think of yourself as a propagating machine, programmer machine, it paralyzes you. But free to do what you want, we can still have good lives, regardless of our role in this whole cosmic story is. That's the best we can do, I think. Maybe, you're right. Though, it's not something I can just forget, stop thinking about. I feel so tired. Rune lies down on the bed, again with a groan, presses down to the pillow. I think I failed to cheer him up. But at least he's not being worried about the current situation, I guess. Maybe? With a bit of luck, we'll chill a little and take some rest before diving headfirst into work again. I should find a lighter topic to take his mind off this. At least, I think it's the least I can do for him. Hey, do you have a First FM account? No response from Rune. His eyes are closed and his breathing shallow and steady. I have no idea what that would be. He's asleep? He's asleep? So must have really been tired. I can stay for a while longer, see if everything will be fine with him, I guess. Take off my t-shirt and toss it on the bed, beside the bed. Laying in the bed with clothes on feels kind of inappropriate. It doesn't change the fact that I don't have much to do. Too bad I didn't take a book with me. Could borrow something on my phone, but I'm getting really sleepy already. Not really in the mood for that. Just as I went to leave, Rune leans over and put a paw around me, pulling me closer. My back makes contact with his torso, fuzzy and warm. We have to keep on going. His paw rests on my chest, and he presses his head against the back of my neck with a sigh. I tense up instinctively, dazed. Rune must have expected me to react differently, because he moves away a bit, breaking contact between our bodies. Dark? Yes? Is it okay with you? Yes. I press up against him, my smaller body fitting against his Polaroid, like a Polaroid fits inside a frame. Rune in turn snuggles himself into me, resting his head against my neck again. His eyes are wet with tears. I can feel them soaking through my fur. His heart is beating fast, hammering in his chest, and pumping blood through the paw that rubs my chest slowly, in a gesture that feels more appreciative than intimate. He's warm, so pleasantly warm, and smells comforting, like a nice evening spent on a balcony in early autumn, when the leaves explode in color. He doesn't smell of anything particular, only of himself, but it's the nicest scent I know. It makes you feel happy and safe. I turn my head a bit so that my snout touches his paw. I hope he doesn't mind at all. I mean, we're already snuggling half naked on his bed. To my surprise, he lifts his paw and rubs my nose gently with his fingers. The tips of his fingers are stiffer than I expected, calloused by his guitar playing. It's not a feeling, but not an unpleasant one. With a nuzzle at his paw, I nuzzle at his paw in return, hoping he'd appreciate that. I'm happy. I still can't believe this is happening. But Rune's torso, rising and falling in rhythm with his breathing, his paw patting the tip of my snout, his warm breath on my neck. It's all almost too real. I'm feeling a bit tense, afraid I might do something out of line that Rune would mind. This might be the last and only time I'm snuggling with him like that. I suddenly understand. I want to explore him a bit more, turn around and rest my head on his chest. Instead, I'll let him snuggle himself into me and get the comfort that he needs. If this is the closest we'll ever be, then so be it. Right now, I'm overflowing with joy. I can almost taste the oxytocin my brain is pumping out. I really have a crush on him, don't I? It's the kind that doesn't let you sleep at night, or think straight through the day. If I stayed in my bed, I would just lie there thinking of him. Rune. As he lies snuggled next to me, his breath slowly gets slower and his heart rate drops, till I am sure he's asleep again. I grab his paw to mine gently, entwining our fingers, and whisper, "Good night." Oh. The auto save was created for you. You can find it under the Save tab A if you prefer to create a manual save. You can scroll back to it now. And that's the end of the game. It will never be continued. Just like, what's it called? Morinatsu. No, I joke. Because, yeah. Games in development. So, Patreon. This illustrated for Rune, and Arvo was commissioned and funded by Luca Lucario. Rune and Arvo. Oh, maybe that's the main character? If you wouldn't choose a thing? I'm just going to turn this off just for a quick thing so I can look at the gallery. It saves me having to clear the deer ass. Or Willy. Okay, for some reason that picture he seems to have boxers on. Okay, and his picture's there. So you click there. Okay, so it is multiple pictures. Aye. Okay, return, turn you back on. What was that? Shelter, Dastra. Yeah. So, let's see. So after this, I would have planned nothing. Well, that's good, because then I guess we'd be going to all the other routes, I mean, I kind of would like to see what would happen if we played this game and we did, exclusively one character, Because, like, I wanted to hang out with Rune, but then I also kind of wanted to chill with Miko, that cute little guy. Besto friendo. But, yeah. I do hear that one person's rather possessive and stuff. We'll have to see how that goes. Though, oh yeah, we are a bit over time. What about encouraging? Just kind of quickly want to read what that would be. Friendo. What was it, A? Let's see, it's the 18th, 4/18. Was that the one? Okay, yeah. Maybe we can save that somewhere. Maybe not in Q. Maybe here. Put it there for Rune. Oh, right. Load. Venison. Yeet. Skip away from the horny lion. What would encourage be? I'm sure you do fine. Maybe after a few games your coach will come into your and change his mind. Yeah, try it. Put too much work into give this up now. Is there something you can do in the meantime? Change your workout plan? And for some additional practice. Yeah, I don't want to look into that. Because you know, you have to balance yourself. You have to take, you know, self-care days. It was kind of funny. Last night, a friend was telling me, a good thing about you is you take self-care days. I'm like, well, the only days I take for self-care, I mean, I think that's what he said, but the days I feel like that I do that is when I, you know, drive myself into the ground and pick up and do a bad habit. That's when I do that. And I have nothing, and I am not able to function. Ew. Baby steps. I definitely need to figure out how to, you know that there's a wall there and be like, okay, can step back. Because it's definitely hard to it's definitely hard to see that wall, because so often I would punch through that wall, but then there's also the thing of like, how would I put it? Like an unstoppable force versus a movable object, and the object still trying... No, wait. Like two things are trying to force each other, and there's only one way to go around it, and that's through a bad habit, you know? Oh, whatever. Oh, yeah, and if you want to play this game, go to their website. If you want to support them, Patreon. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, let's play me, GamerWolfSix of Dawn Course. Next... I don't know. I think we might just do a quick run through. We'll do all of Rune's things. It is really weird doing the thing where it's like, okay, we're looking for this specific person, you know? So yeah, thanks and see ya.